Ho, 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 and welcome to the merry bowels of Netflix. Santa's elves have been busy in the workshop making toys to make a happy Christmas morning for all the girls and boys, but two sorry elves have not yet arrived at their post, for they've stayed up all night watching movies to roast. Elf Isaac and Elf Larry have pissed off Kris Kringle, for Santa told the both of them not to intermingle. For their hatred of each other there indeed was no fix, and together they did dwell inside the bowels of Netflix.
Alright, and welcome to the bowels of Netflix. I am Isaac, and with me as always is my super cheerful holiday co-host, Larry. How are you doing this week, Larry?
I am super I can't even keep it up that long. I feel fake immediately.
No.
How does it feel to be the reverse bread of a Christmas episode sandwich? And I don't mean like an innocent sandwich you eat. I mean like, the sex thing. Fuck.
I don't know if, because we have two Christmas episodes, so I think we're a poor man eating two slices of bread and pretending it's a sandwich.
I think more, how about we're giving you two Christmas episodes? How many Christmas episodes do other podcasts give you? 1? 0?
Yeah.
You're getting 2.
Yeah, we're shoving Christmas deep into your cooter.
Oh, that's the worst word. Oh,
all right.
God. Christmas.
Larry, Christmas spirit. I got swindled into participating in a fucking Secret Santa at my office. Like, my manager was spearheading it and posted about it on our company forum or whatever, and I was like, oh, that sounds super fun. I was like, I'm gonna quietly ignore it and just hope it goes away, because I'm Scrooge and I hate Secret Santas and I hate everything. And I hate all social interaction.
Sure.
And then the day after the deadline to sign up, she messaged me personally and was like, hey, don't you want to sign up for the Secret Santa? And of course, because I have no spine and I'm afraid of my corporate overlords, they're really not that bad. But I was like, oh man, that slipped my mind. I totally forgot. Can I still sign up, please?
Now,
I really want a Secret Santa.
Now, you told me this story before we started the show, and I said you got to tell it again on the show, because I think it really differentiates who we are between the two of us and how these episodes go. The secret, Isaac, is to be the worst person. To the point where you can say no to anything, and everyone will be like, oh, right, that's Larry. He hates everything. Because... yeah,
that's true.
I have encountered this almost same exact thing, except I didn't get the personal message. Somebody came up to me and said, hey, you didn't sign up for the Secret Santa. And my response was, yes, because I hate that and everyone in here. And you know what they did? They laughed.
All right, well, I'll just
you have to embrace your inner beard. Just go full, I won't say nihilist, but go full hate.
Is your inner beard just a lot of ingrown hair?
Yeah. That
honestly describes the state of an inner beard, right? Just like,
I guess so.
10,000 ingrown hairs and the pain of it all.
You've got to go full grump.
I don't know if I can go full grump.
You gotta go full grump, man. No. People find it charming, even though I genuinely don't like anyone. And it's great because they think I'm just being, oh, he's the Grinch, his heart will grow 3 sizes too big one day. And no, it won't. I'm just gonna be like this forever and die.
Yeah. I'm just so deeply broken that I'm a perpetual people pleaser. So, of course, Secret Santa, yeah.
So what are you getting? What are you getting?
I don't know what I'm getting. I find that out. I got coffee and Star Wars origami for whatever the fuck that guy is. I don't know.
Do you even know the other person?
Not really well. He makes more money than me.
Now, I do know at one point at our old job, you did, as a Secret Santa, you got roped into that too, I believe, by a friend of ours.
I blacked this out.
You did. Because those we worked with, our friend Josh. And what you got him, because this has stuck with me forever. What you got him was a calendar called Nuns Having Fun.
Oh, right. That was a perfectly stupid Secret Santa gift.
It sure was.
All right, God, we're 5 minutes in. We are
Fuck's
the Bells. We are the Bells of Netflix. We're your favorite podcast. Joe Rogan can go suck his own dick in an alley and die of a meth overdose. God, I don't mean that.
Yeah, fuck you, Joe Rogan.
We're two old friends who hate each other dearly. Every week, one of us makes the other one watch the worst movie we can find on Netflix, and this is our Part 2 Christmas Bonanza.
Yeah,
you can find
we
us.
each have to suffer for Christmas' sake.
You can find it. We're going to do Christmas in July, too, so stay tuned for that. It's only 6 months away. You might actually have a vaccine by that point. God,
that's $600. Hope that $600 really stretches.
Yeah, I can buy so many hand jobs at the local Motel 6.
It's just barely half my rent.
God. So we live on the internet, so we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're the only Bowls of Netflix out there, so, if you have half a brain, you can find us. Email us at bowlsofnetflix@gmail.com, we'd love to hear from you. Make sure to rate, subscribe, do all those fun things, set to download, tell your friends, hide your grandmother's medication until she listens to the show. If she's already listening, I'd give her the medicine back, or set to download automatically after she dies and just keep her phone plan going. Either way.
Yeah, that's right. Pay for our fame.
Yes. 20 million listeners in Kansas this month.
It's crazy. I didn't think Kansas
really
had that
weird.
many people.
No, they don't. It's
So is it everyone in Kansas? Like,
literally,
or is it just
and
like
ghosts.
is it like a third and ghosts?
Yeah, all the dead grannies. There's a
All
lot
the-
of dead Kansas grannies who are just subscribing and downloading.
All the dead grannies,
automatically.
all the dead grannies, all the dead grannies.
To the
Oh,
left,
that's
to the
Christmassy.
All
That's a
the
Christmas
dead grannies
song.
in a box to the left.
Just one big box.
Wait, hold on, where is it?
Your box full of dead grannies?
No. My cat.
Oh, God!
I just held up a box with ashes in it.
Oh,
To the
dear.
camera.
Should I get my dad out of the closet?
You could.
I don't want to get up.
Fair enough. All right, so
I think if we ever get a studio, I think he's going to bless it with his...
yeah, we should have nothing adorning our shelves besides ashes of our fallen loved ones.
and a can of Steven Seagal lightning bolt.
Oh yeah, of course. All right, so let's get into it. I am reviewing Christmas with a Prince.
Christmas with a Prince.
I think it's a Netflix original. It's super hallmarky. Like, it's just that schmaltzy shit your fucking Aunt Beatrice has playing on Christmas Eve when you go over and she gives you presents and you pretend you don't hate her for half a minute.
There are so many of these type of movies.
It's crazy. Like, I was looking for bad Christmas movies, and that's why we're going to do Christmas in July. Because I had to kind of struggle and, dig through some stuff to find your regular movie for next week. But with Christmas, there was, immediately a dozen movies I knew would be perfect for you.
Yeah, you can't throw a dart and you'll hit 12 on the way to the one you're actually looking for. It's crazy.
So this one, Christmas with the Prince, came out in the year of our Lord 2018. It's got a 90-minute runtime. It was straight to DVD or Netflix or whatever. I don't even know. So we don't have any financials for it. There's no Rotten Tomato critic.
It was straight to thumb drives with a box that was handed to a homeless man in New York who sold them for $4.99.
No, the fucking boomer mothers who love this movie don't know what a thumb drive is. They'll look at their hand and be like, "What?"
I got to use my whole hand to drive. I don't know what that voice is. Apparently, it's a suburban mother.
So IMDb, it's got a 5.2, which is kind of, middling. But again, I feel like a lot of people reviewing on IMDb are those mothers, the boomer mothers, who are like, "Oh, it was so sweet."
The IMDb tends to skew close to the middle.
Yeah, we really don't
Please.
have. Usually, we don't get much that's under a 4 on IMDb, as bad as our movies are. Mm-hmm. So
please continue to use that mother voice for as long as you can, by the way.
Rotten Tomato audience score is probably a little more accurate to the quality. We're sitting at an 11%.
Hey, there it is.
Which is, it's nice and low.
There she
That's
blows.
good. That's good.
There's the white whale.
So we open with some lazy regal music. over establishing shots of a snowy forest. Mm-hmm. In one shot, we see a snow-covered castle. So, okay, cool. The movie is called Christmas with the Prince. We're seeing a castle. We're establishing the shot. This is where the prince lives. Great. So it's some foreign country, right? Cool. Then we see some establishing shots of ski slopes. Then we see a GoPro helmet shot of a man on skis rolling over in the snow at approximately 2 miles per hour, while the music takes a dramatic turn. And this is the dramatic injury that launches our movie into action. It looks so awfully lame and low budget, and like, honestly, it wouldn't be passable for like a high school like audiovisual class production.
So wait a minute. Now I want to make sure I understand here. I did watch a couple minutes of this movie hither and thither to see if this was adequate and accurate to be on this show. You mean to tell me, is the injury from GoPro cam?
Yes.
That's totally inconsistent with, I'm going to say, the literal rest of the movie.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the only GoPro shot you get.
But why?
Why not? It was cheaper?
Okay.
I guess. I don't know.
Remember,
I can't answer.
Remember, is this the thing movies do where they sometimes start with a first-person perspective and never go back to it? Because last week, Spookly did the same thing. And Leo the Lion did the same thing. Those were animated there, of course, but...
You have 5 seconds of GoPro. You have like 3 seconds of like normal skiing, and then, oh no, you hit a bump, and then you roll over once.
Okay.
And that's supposed to be a leg-breaking injury. And it's just comical. Yeah. Utterly comical.
Okay. I may be looking for crossed wires that don't exist. I may be looking for a conspiracy that's not there.
No, it's not that elaborate.
All right.
So now we cut to a handsome man with a jaw the size of a Cadillac.
That man's fucking jaw is the reason you got this movie, by the way. That jaw. I was a little unsure because I thought I could probably find worse than this. And then I went to a shot where he was in a wheelchair and I saw his jaw and I'm like, well, that's it. I mean, we'll talk about that the whole episode.
I watched this movie twice, actually. I usually don't do twice. I watched for the first time in bed with my lovely wife. I hauled her up from the basement. I gave her a little oxygen, brought her back to consciousness, made her some cocoa. And we watched the movie together.
We got Coke?
She was Cocoa.
Cocoa. That's less exciting.
Cocoa. Yeah, no, you can't snort it.
I mean,
yeah. She was so upset about his jaw and just in general how much he looks like the Elephant Man.
Yeah, it's ludicrous.
I find him kind of handsome. I kind of wanted his dick like in my bun.
Yeah,
his hot dog just nestled in there with a little mustard and relish.
He's he's a handsome fella, but that jaw,
it's quite a jaw.
It's really something.
Yeah. If Jay Leno made a clone of himself and impregnated that clone for several generations in a row, that might be this man's jaw.
Yeah, look it up if you understand why it's going to keep coming up.
So he's being attended to by a medic in the ski lodge. He's making a post for social media about the accident, and he seems jovial and carefree. His handler, a relatively attractive young woman, comes in and yells at him that the king is going to be pissed. And he's the prince of some country. We never find out what country it is.
We never find out. Awesome.
This was another huge sticking point with my wife. She, throughout the movie, was just screaming, what country are they fucking from?
That would drive me crazy. If the roles were reversed and I'd be reviewing it, I think I would just give him a different country every time. I
had to double her medication to calm her down.
Now, is it medication when you're hitting her over the face with a dictionary? I don't think that counts as medication.
No. That's marital love is the dictionary. The medication is...
Why did you squint and look at your hand when you said love?
There's nothing wrong with crib notes. Come on. Well, that's how I did my, vows.
Speaking of love, my girlfriend is currently here. She's not in the recording studio of my mansion. But the dog, who loves literally every human being in the world more than me, is upset that I'm in here and he's in here and she's out there. So I have to go let him out. So feel free to have fun at my expense. Well, I'll be back in a second.
Larry has been rejected by his darling pupper. That is too much.
Anywho, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I did not
you just
expect
got rejected by your dog. It happens.
Well, yep. It does. It did. It will happen again.
All right, so we get a couple establishing shots of the pediatric ward at a hospital. We see two people.
Isaac, what's a pediatric ward?
Where the little kids are.
That's for kids, okay.
Yeah, that's where I get them. I mean, that's where they are.
Yeah, I just need to check. My restraining order has a lot of big boy words on it, and I'm not certain. I need to sometimes have them explained.
You can only go into the heart disease ward of the hospital, because that's on the opposite side. If you have cancer, you're shit out of luck. You better die of heart disease.
Look, if you haven't seen a picture of me recently, I think that's fairly likely, if we're being honest. Shit.
Okay, so we see a close crop shot of two people with surgical masks on. Now, this movie came out in 2018 before any normal human being knew anything about masks.
Right.
The fucking nose bridges aren't pinched on.
Right.
And now, today, at the end of the year 2020, that is the most infuriating thing in the world to see the bridges aren't pinched on properly. But if I had seen this in 2018, I would not have thought about it twice.
Right. Isn't that funny?
It's so weird.
I get annoyed when I see old shows with masks, and I'm like, man, those are masks we could have used at the beginning of 2020, and they wasted them on this fucking TV show.
My cousin and her husband are both, in some sense, medical professionals. And I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, one of the first few times I had masks, it was like, oh yeah, they have this whole like metal thing that like conforms to your face. And they were like, yeah, fucking duh, you didn't know that? And I was like, no, I've never worn a mask before.
Right.
Of course I didn't know that. But yeah, it's just another weird thing COVID has ruined.
Yeah.
I know more about masks than I ever wanted to. Okay, so turns out it's Lady Doctor and Man Nurse. Man Nurse, or as he'll be known, is Merce.
Merce, of course.
He says,
I'd high-five you if we were in the same room.
Are you sure you know what you're doing? I haven't seen you do this since you were 7. And I was like, what? But it turns out they're operating on a goddamn teddy bear. And Lady Doctor and the Merce are actually brother and sister.
Double
Unfortunately, the teddy bear has stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and he doesn't make it off the operating table. So
Time of death.
Merce informs Lady Doctor that the prince broke his leg, and to keep him away from the media, they want to have him recuperate in the pediatric section of their hospital.
So, follow-up question. Are they in the magical Prince Christmas country?
No.
Okay. Because I thought the accents were, air quotes accents, were air quote American.
All the accents are American except the prince and the king, who are more or less British.
Right. Well, it's the only place royalty is anymore.
Yeah. It's never made clear what country they're from, and we never really get an answer.
Wakanda.
Wakanda, yeah. Oh, poor Chadwick.
Oh, man. Made us sad. I'm sorry.
So through some lazy dialogue, we get a lot of exposition, which will kind of explain a little bit what's going on here. Merce and the prince are old bosom buddies from boarding school, because the prince traveled to America to go to boarding school.
Okay.
Lady Doctor went to the same boarding school, was a couple years younger than them, and defiantly says that Prince was never her friend. Like, oh no, I don't want him in my hospital. He was your friend, not my friend. Ooh, romance.
With that statement, you have just outlined the literal rest of the movie.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think I have to listen anymore. I'm just going to put a Larry puppet here and go take a nap.
Pretty much.
Every now and then it says hilarious catchphrases.
So,
boy, howdy!
You're like fucking Woody and his pull string. There's a snake in my boot.
No, I just realized, I've come to realize that boy howdy is just one of the things that I say, and I kind of hate it. But
really? You say boy howdy? I haven't noticed that.
No, apparently I say it all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I've listened to old episodes, and I was realizing, oh fuck, I say that all the time. And my boss just started saying it back to me because apparently I say it to her all the time.
Shit, I've never noticed that. Like, I know I have some of my catchphrases, and I wouldn't have picked you for boy howdy.
Me either. I'm not happy about it. It's not going to stop. It's too late.
All right, so now we get a pissy administrator from the hospital who stops Merce and Lady Doctor in the hallway. And oh Christ, is she an ungodly bitch. She is the nastiest bitch in the world. It's like insane. She's like, I just wanted to tell you that all the budget requests for the sick children under your ward were approved. Lady Doctor says, really? And pissy hospital administrator says, of course not, you dumb cow. Sick children don't make any fucking money. Millionaires with atherosclerosis make money. And you, nurse with a cock, if I wanted advice from you, I'd go down to Skid Row on a Friday night and ask you how to suck dick for meth. If you ever talk back to me again, I'm going to pull your spine out through your asshole and mail it to your mother for Christmas. I exaggerated slightly.
Or something like that.
But yeah, no, but like if you see the movie, like it's this kind of happy go like, oh, this is a stupid fucking movie, and then all of a sudden this is just a bitch. Just a horrible bitch. She's just nasty and mean.
Yeah, it sounds
and, like,
awful.
tells the nurse, like, oh, doctor? Oh, nurse, I'm sorry. Why don't you go clean some scrubs and bring me a coffee, nurse?
Jeez.
I didn't ask for your opinion. It's like, holy shit, dude. Fuck.
Christ.
So, and it's just cartoony. Like, no one behaves like that in the real world.
Yeah, you
like,
need a villain, I guess.
But, like, yeah. And that's the thing. Like, this movie ends with 0 villains. All of the villains have, like, perfect face turns.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, there's maybe one exception.
I thought you were going to say all the villains end up dead by the Royal Guard.
Yeah. So Merce tells Pissy Administrator about the prince and the sizable donation that the prince is going to make to the hospital. When she sees the dollar signs, she's all the way the fuck on board. And Lady Doctor pulls Merce aside and they argue, but eventually he convinces her that it's worth it for the children. Yay.
Yeah, anyway, this is a pediatric ward.
Yeah, and all the kids are, like, cancer-riddled. It's terrible. It's not like, oh, Johnny sprained his ankle. It's like, no. They have fucking goddamn lymphoma.
I saw, one of the clips I saw was her, like, taking him in to meet the children. And, like, I thought to myself, like, this is going to get real sad, isn't it?
No, we never get a full-on, like, we don't have a child die.
He's not holding one of the kids in his arms as she's saying, I just wanted to meet a prince.
And I was thinking this, too, because, like, I don't know a whole lot of movies that have, but I think Patch Adams, the old Robin Williams movie.
Pile of trash, that movie.
Some of the sick children were pretty heavily made up and really looked sick and, like, acted like they were weak and could barely get out of bed, and, like, you feel a little bit of the gravity of child cancer.
Sure.
This movie, they're all fine. And, like, some of them are wearing fucking hats so you can pretend they're bald, but, you know, they're not actually bald.
I got cancer, darn!
Yeah, they're just sitting there and, like, running around and playing with toys and drawing pictures, and, yeah, it's fucking... There's no dramatic weight to the child cancer.
Yeah, well, that's not about the... that's not about Lady Doctor getting her pussy filled. Filled. Yeah. Fold and filled. So, I mean, clearly they're just a prop. They're just a prop to pussy filling.
I thought her pussy was a prop to... Wait, I don't even know. I mean, women are objects.
Obviously. I can't even... No. Oh, man. God, I can't even... It doesn't even feel good as a joke.
Oh, my God. Okay, so Pissy Administrator, who is supposed to keep the prince's present a complete secret, runs around the hospital gossiping about it to doctors with more cleavage showing than a high school football team would know what to do with. It's really awkward.
Yeah, it's amazing how sexy doctors are on TV and in movies.
She's actually, like, decently older. She's, like, clearly in her 40s, maybe her 50s. And, you know, she's definitely milfy. But, like... She's not like...
I'm pretty sure... I just want to say, I'm pretty sure that's at least the third woman you've described as quote-unquote definitely milfy.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of milfs out there. No, but it's not like fucking Margot Robbie in,
right.
You know, pretending to be a hospital administrator when she's 27.
Sure. That's fair.
Okay.
Sake.
So we get a gag where Lady Doctor is on an elevator and goes on a long tirade about she once had a teensy tiny crush on the prince while they were in boarding school. But now she doesn't hate him and he's just a jerk. And as she leaves the elevator, we see the 2 frumpy nurses she was riding with lean their heads over to watch her at the doorway, like this pronounced, like, huh? And one of them says, "Do you think Lady Doctor has a crush on the prince?" And the other one says, "Big time."
Ugh.
So, yeah.
Hopefully she only made half her day rate.
So Lady Doctor arrives on her wing and sees a bunch of contractors working to beef up security because of the prince. A little cancer kid is running around with a staple gun. Merce suddenly pulls...
Whee! Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Yep. He just starts shooting himself in the lymph nodes. This will get rid of my cancer.
Oh, no. Timmy, no. Those aren't for cancer.
That's going to hit your jugular. Merce suddenly pulls Lady Doctor into a video call with the king of whatever the fucking country they're from. The king says, hey, not to be a bitch, but can you take those little kids and just shove them in the basement while the prince is around? And Lady Doctor tells him to fuck off, and the king is all like, fuck it, whatever, you win. Good job, Lady Doctor.
Isn't he a king? Don't they, not appreciate... Now, Game of Thrones and reading, and 30 years of reading fantasy novels may have ruined me. But I feel like kings don't take kindly to being, taking guff from no Lady Doctors.
Yeah, right. He's got this whole thing where he's like, well, that's the first time anybody has told me no since I can remember.
Oh, God.
That's impressive. You should be proud of yourself, young lady.
You should definitely plow my son.
Yes. You should wrap your legs around him and hump him until he's a man. I think I stole my own joke from later in there. Anyway.
Sorry.
We'll see. It's all good. Lady Doctor arrives. Oh, yeah, we got all that. Hunky Prince is hobbling around shirtless on crutches in his bedroom. His eyes look blue enough to dive into, and his teeth as white as sweet lines of Colombian cocaine.
You had my interest, but now you have my attention.
See, I had a pause break for Larry's cocaine reference that he was immediately going to make. He's very affable
100
and
subscribers
likable.
by February.
The prince is very affable and likable, and Lady Doctor's lady parts dampen like the Florida Everglades. Lady Doctor goes out for coffee with her lady friend.
We respect women on this show. We really do.
You have every right to have a damp pussy, ladies.
Yeah, you sure do. Damn pussies for all. Merry Christmas. Santa's coming with a big old bag of vagina.
All right, Bowels and Netflix t-shirts for the ladies out there. The moistness of my pussy is my problem.
Yeah, that's great. We're going to be What's the opposite of a millionaire? A corpse?
Maybe we can partner with AOC. She'd probably like the show.
I'm sure. It's right up her alley.
Man, I really worry that some people might listen to the show and think we're Proud Boys. Sometimes.
We're not. I swear to God.
I know. We're stupid in some ways, stupid liberals. It's always more complicated than that, but
no, we're the opposite of that. We just
no.
Oh God. Oh, we got to stop.
So Lady Doctor is out for coffee with a lady friend, and we get more exposition through clunky dialogue. We find out that the prince's older brother died last year in a military accident.
A military accident? Okay.
Yep. That's the only explanation. A military accident.
Dying.
I know military accidents happen.
Yeah.
But how is that the plot line in your movie?
Yeah,
Why don't you just say a plane crash? Or even a military... I don't know, whatever. Military accident. Goddamn it. He fucking autoerotic asphyxiated himself in the barracks of whatever country.
That's technically a military accident.
It is,
so.
Yeah. So Lady Doctor admits that she asked the prince out on a date while they were in boarding school, and he snubbed her. Her lady friend demands a sleepover and all of the details.
Oh
so
my
after
God. How old are they?
30?
Larry. I'm about to turn 30, and
Larry.
the thought of a sleepover is...
Do you want to have a slumber party?
Can we talk about boys?
Yes. Did you know I asked a prince out in high school?
Yeah? What'd he say?
I tweeted at Prince Harry, can you go on a date with me? I don't even know. I didn't have anything. This is a train wreck.
Is he the prince that's in all the news, or is he the rapist?
No. Prince Andrew is the rapist. He's Prince Charles's brother. Prince Harry is Prince William's brother.
Okay. This is not a bit. There's legitimately no part of pop culture I could care any less about than the English monarchy. The dead completely fucking bloodless English monarchy. I could not
Queen Elizabeth
care
still
a
reigns.
whit.
Prince Charles, her son, is next in line to the throne.
And
His
he
brother,
did a bunch
Prince
of rapes,
Andrew,
right? Oh, Andrew did a bunch of rapes.
Andrew did a bunch of rapes and was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He's
Yes.
not anywhere close to the throne. He's like the fourth brother.
He should be in
Charles or
prison,
whatever.
but I mean, he's a millionaire.
Yeah, it's an awful thing. So Charles is next in line to be king. His two sons, the children of Princess Diana, William and Harry, are like third and fourth in line, kind of. But Harry also stepped aside from his royal duties. It's very interesting, actually.
Is
They were
it?
giving his wife a bunch of guff.
Is
I don't
it?
know, not really.
Is it?
It's as interesting as the First Lady is interesting.
It's
is
as interesting
occasionally.
as the Kardashians. That's why I couldn't care less. They're
Mildly.
equally as important. The Kardashians probably have more money.
Yeah, the Kardashians also have a GoFundMe to make them billionaires. So
serious?
they can go die.
Well, yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
The world's over. We lost.
Yeah,
We lost.
we definitely lost.
All right. Well, Jesus Christ. Okay, so after a night of lady friend scissoring, Lady Doctor is getting ready for work, but she can't find her phone. I respect women, I promise. I call her Lady Doctor throughout the whole thing because that's her only defining characteristic is the bosoms and the vagina. Jesus Christ.
Oof, boy. Oh, man, you want to throw a little Cosby sauce on there to really make it into
Oh, jeez, Bill Cosby. It's not a Cosby.
Oh, well, Woody Allen works too, I guess. He's only halfway as creepy as Bill Cosby.
Yeah, okay, I can't. Jesus.
This is a train wreck.
So Lady Doctor, she can't find her phone, and she's like, oh, fuck, where's my phone? Lady Doctor gets to work, and the prince's assistant reveals that she has spies watching Lady Doctor, and she knows all about her little lesbian prince gossip adventure the night before. So that's just terrifying and weird. Then Merce immediately arrives on the scene dressed as Santa Claus, because it's a Christmas movie, don't forget.
I genuinely had forgotten it was a Christmas movie.
The prince's assistant, thinking he's a threat, RKOs him out of nowhere and just smashes Santa on the ground of the lobby of the pediatric ward in the hospital.
Fantastic.
Okay, so Lady Doctor overhears the prince and the king have an argument over video chat. Now that the prince is next in line because his brother died in a military accident. The king wants him to be more responsible. So after that call, Lady Doctor and Prince bond and flirt and bullshit. She offers to get him in a wheelchair and let him accompany her on her rounds of the cancer kids.
Sure.
The prince asks if Lady Doctor might harbor a slight schoolgirl crush on him. She says, no, of course not. The prince then pulls out his phone and plays a recording from the sleepover with her friend in her apartment the night before.
So these two are going to end up together by the end of this movie, right?
Yes.
And that's not troubling to anyone at all?
No.
I find it a little troubling, for being honest.
It's a little troubling. You have spies doing reconnaissance to get you pussy. I mean, again, if I was a king...
Easy.
Yeah. I'd have a harem. I think I'd have a volunteer harem with benefits, like with really good benefits. It's like, you don't have to be here if you don't want to be, but we want some nice looking gals, and you're gonna be treated good.
This is terrible.
I've had arguments with my wife, like, if I was ruler of the world, like, yeah, I would still be with you, you'd still be my queen, but I would have a harem. Like, I'm not gonna, if I rule the world, I'm going to have a harem. Like, that is a non-negotiable. You will still be, like, the top.
You run the harem?
Yeah.
This is awful, Isaac.
Well, no, I don't know if I'd let her run the harem. I feel like I'd want to have someone I'm not fucking run the harem. Like, I'd like to have a fat, dumpy man run the harem.
Sounds like, well, if only we knew a fat, dumpy man who already knows your schedule to run your harem.
Larry, I have a job opportunity.
I would run your harem. Your voluntary harem with benefits.
You would get a side harem. That would be your thing. You could have, like, a little, like, I don't know, a sevener.
A sevener?
Yeah, you get a little 7 side harem. That's enough to, to rotate once a week.
I'm gonna die. You're gonna kill me.
I mean, my harem's 365.
You're a bad man. You're a bad man.
Yeah, no, I'm not a good man. I didn't say that. I never said that.
You're a bad man. I'm not a good man. I'm a bad man.
Okay. So, he pulls his phone out and plays a recording from the sleepover the night before where the lady doctor says, "Man, friend, who I'm just making small talk with during our slumber party, if I could choose between a cure for cancer and getting the chance to sit my fat pussy on that chiseled face, I would personally tell each of my cancer kid patients that they're gonna die because mama has to squirt rivers down his six-pack abs and then suck the very soul straight from his cock."
Fuck. What's really rated?
G, I might have embellished. I might have. I won't say I didn't. But more or less, that's what happens.
That is...
We find out that...
I'm stuck on the fact that these adults having like a god for real slumber party. Do they like braid each other's hair or they just sit around and drink wine? Wine?
I don't know. I don't think either of us know what women in their adulthood do.
I would say the last 40 minutes have been an indicator of that, yes.
Yeah.
And the last however many episodes have been an indicator of that, yes.
How do you hire people for a harem?
I think most harems were, I'll put it this way, made and not found.
No, see, I'd want to go a different path. Like, LinkedIn?
I think you just put an ad in the newspaper like, "Hello, I'm Isaac, the ruler of the world. You may have heard of me."
I want quality, Larry. We're not Craigslisting a harem. Well, if you're going to be my harem manager, you got to get your head out of your ass.
All right, in this we'll make an app.
Yeah, no, it'll be a separate app. Yeah. Isaac's harem. King Isaac's harem.
So, is that the title you're going to choose for Rule of the World as King?
Yeah, I guess.
Listen, I just want to know what to call the app.
I would say King.
All right.
Should we do Emperor? We should probably do Emperor.
I like Emperor more. Emperor seems a little more, and maybe it's just Star Wars. Emperor seems a little more
cluttered
villainous.
In the App Store. It's too many letters.
Mm-hmm. You're going to get crossover with Emperor's New Groove apps as well.
Yeah, marketing. This is where it is.
Yeah.
The King's Harem. See, that's the name of the app.
The King's Harem sounds... I honestly like the sound of that. That's got a good ring to it. That's an app I download.
Oh my god, we find out that dumpy redhead nurse wants to ride the prince like a pony.
This is unlistenable.
I'm mostly describing the movie accurately. So the prince's assistant brings tea as a peace offering to Merce. Merce says tea blows and coffee rules. The prince's assistant tells him to go fuck himself. So they're obviously going to plow by the end of this movie.
Clearly.
The prince is apparently frightened of sad children dying of cancer, so he nopes the fuck out of the cancer ward and hides in the corner. But then, of course, he makes friends with the fucking teddy bear cancer kid. The kid reveals that his mom can't visit him very often because she has to work several hours away. Every day when he gets his treatments at 11 a.m., him and his mom listen to the same playlist from his favorite artist, Genevieve Fisher.
Okay, is that a real person?
Yeah.
No, that's a legitimate question. Is that like a magician I just don't know?
It's a magician.
Well, I don't know any magicians on purpose, so.
It's a musician you don't know, but you shouldn't know. Because the only credits I could find of her is that she's appeared in 2 Christmas movies.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I think she's like low budget, like she's a locally mildly successful, like she probably makes a career, like she can pay her bills, like playing shows and selling CDs at local concerts, but she's not a successful musician. And she just, somehow ended up in a couple of these shitty movies.
So she's in the director's King's Harem.
Yeah. Basically. Okay. God, I need a harem. Okay.
God's sake.
I haven't discussed with my lovely wife if I ever become a movie director what my harem options are. We've only discussed ruler of the world. I feel like I need to work down from there to make a realistic harem a possibility.
You should get to something likely. Rule of the world seems a little unlikely.
Yeah, well, no.
We can barely keep a podcast running some weeks.
that's how you broach the subject, and then all of a sudden, polygamy. You gotta ease him into it. Like your giant penis into a magnum condom. I don't even know. Okay.
I don't know if that's true, Isaac.
Yeah,
I don't think that's true.
They do make differently sized condoms, but not really in this country, because Americans can't stomach the thought of buying a small-sized condom.
It's true. Literally none would be sold, except the kids' jokes.
No, they seriously try. I just listened to a podcast. They tried to sell them in America, and they sell in other countries where there's like alternate sizes, but it does not work in America. We only have normal and magnum.
That's hilarious.
That's what's wrong with this country.
That's honestly if that doesn't sell up America, I don't know what does.
Okay, so Prince and Cancer Boy split the headphones and listen to Genevieve Fisher together. Cancer-riddled artistic girl asks Lady Doctor if she'll be in the hospital for Christmas. Lady Doctor responds, well, yeah, but that's exactly what I asked Santa for Christmas. And the little girl replies, you asked Santa for me to be sick on Christmas? That's dark.
Fucking zip.
So, again, and like, my overall thing with this movie is it's trash. It's definite trash. Mm-hmm. But there was someone in the writer's room who knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And that's why this line is there, where it's this schmaltzy, oh, well, that's the only thing I wished for Santa is that we could be together for Christmas. And the little kid calls her out and is like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's stupid.
Right.
So there's someone in the writer's room who knew what they were doing, and you get glimmers of it. And I don't call much else out, because a lot of it is the Merce, the brother. Because he's got a little comic timing. He's got enough like jokes and just the way he delivers stuff and like his sort of awkwardness. Like he kind of makes it work. It's like Friends funny, where like it's never like he's never really really funny. Right. I never laughed out loud, but I smirked at some of his shenanigans.
Yeah, I think that's a good descriptor. There's very few times with Friends where I like had like a belly laugh moment. Maybe like twice I could think of. But yeah, there was a lot of times where I would just kind of chuckle or grin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And obviously, the Friends overall is much better than this. But
yes, I'm sure it is.
The Merce has moments of that. And that's where the only time the movie shines. So Prince and Lady Doctor play Truth or Dare with the Cancer Kids. But then the Prince's assistant shows up and says, fuck it, because you were cavorting around with these cancer babies like a common whore. The king has decreed that we shove them in the fucking basement until you can walk again. Again, I might be embellishing. Lady Doctor protests. But the prince's assistant says she already went over her head. Dumpy redhead nurse shakes her tits in front of the prince to no avail. That's all I wrote about that scene because it was a train wreck. Pissy administrator who now has her tits covered back up. And the king both yell at Lady Doctor and make her go home for the day. Lady Doctor yells at the prince and calls him a spoiled little bitch. Lady Doctor is in her apartment looking for her phone, which she still can't find. Her brother shows up, already holding an opened beer, which I was confused about. Is he just walking around the streets of whatever city they're in with a beer? And then calls her phone, which was in the centerpiece of her dining room table, like in the midst of the flowers. Like, how do you lose your phone there?
Also, like, why was that a plot point? If the answer is just you left it anywhere, it could be anywhere.
I thought at first when the prince pulled out his phone to play the recording of her, like, wanting to sweat on his fucking prick, that he stole her phone.
Right.
But that wasn't the case.
The only way it could be is it unless he took it or if she left it, like, on his wheelchair. There's, like, no need for it to be a plot point.
No explanation at all.
That's weird.
So, apparently Pissy Administrator tried to get the doctor fired. But Merce implies that the prince stepped in and saved her job. Lady Doctor asks Merce to thank the prince for her, but he says, no, go fuck yourself. You can thank him in person with that tight fucking cooter of yours, baby.
Please stop saying cooter. Please. I'm begging you.
I can't.
At least you're honest.
This is the episode where we win over feminists.
I was going to suggest we call this episode #MeToo2022.
I really do respect women.
I know. I know. That doesn't. It sounded. I know you do, and so do I.
Yeah. I just want everyone to know. I joke.
We do joke. We joke. Oh God, it's all over for us. And
on that note of feminism, we see Lady Doctor in the elevator again with the two frumpy nurses. God damn it. Again, she rants about her situation. Again, the lame nurses lean out of the elevator to watch her exit out the doorway and make comments.
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck, Larry. Are we going to get a rule of threes?
No.
Are we going to get a rule of threes?
We never do.
We'll see. So Prince is dressed up with, like, a fake cardboard crown, and he and the kids have made a fucking regal palace out of cardboard, and they're all wearing sashes and riding around on ponies and out of fucking whatever. So Merce puts a pipe cleaner tiara on the prince's assistant's head and tells her how much he wants to fuck her. All of the children descend on the prince and sign his cast and draw on smiley faces on his fucking cast. Meanwhile, horny Lady Doctor swabs her dripping pussy on his shoulder in order to leave her scent. They flirt and bond and flirt and bond and flirt and bond. Merce, as he's done throughout the movie, actually has some more decent comedic relief and displays a halfway adept amount at timing. So, there's that. We get an awful montage on top of all of this of shitty Christmas music while the Prince and Lady Doctor and Merce play with all the cancer kids with Christmas presents and whatever.
Sure.
So we see a cancer kid with the teddy bear who likes Genevieve Fisher and his mom's fucking working whatever. He's all nervous about getting the cancer cut off of his fucking nutsack. And the Prince...
Jesus Christ.
The Prince is like, oh yeah, little buddy, it's okay. And the kid's mom can't be there for surgery because she's busy working the streets of Detroit. But surprise, surprise, I can't talk. The Prince flew her to the hospital in his helicopter and told her pimp to chill the fuck out. And double surprise, the Prince pulled his favorite musician, Genevieve Fisher, out of the dive bar she was singing nude behind a guitar at and brought her to the hospital for a surprise concert.
Now, given the information you presented, that one I actually believe.
They don't show that scene, but I'm pretty sure it's fucking Jenny from Forrest Gump. Jenny Fisher.
Oh,
come
shit.
on. It's there.
Oh, man.
So Lady Doctor and the Prince bond over how much child cancer is a drag.
Oh, God.
You made me write that sentence.
I
didn't want to write that sentence, but I had to.
It's accurate, too. Fuck. Shit. Stack.
And we're back in the elevator, and Lady Doctor and frumpy nurses banter, and they lean out of the doorway and make comments. Rule of threes! Someone in the writer's room knew what they were doing. There was 20 people in the writer's room, and only one of them had a brain.
Is that the first time we've ever gotten the rule of threes correct in this entire show?
It's really clear, because the shots are, like, set up so perfectly. And it's not haphazard at all. It's, like, definitely, like... No, they set it up, and the shots were, like, exactly the same, and it's the same lean out, and they make a comment, and then on the third one, the doctor hears the comments, and, like, comes back and makes a quip at them, like, oh, suck my pussy, bitches. I don't know how women talk.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry for nothing.
All I can tell you is that I'm pretty sure this is not going to be a problem in your next movie.
Well, that's good. Is it fucking an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
No, much worse.
Oh God. So yeah, Pissy Administrator has covered her tits up again. She apologizes to Lady Doctor in the most overblown, schmaltziest nonsense speech I've ever heard, where like her speech from before, where she's mean in like 15 different ways, she literally apologizes for all of those transgressions. It's so...
excessive?
Yeah, excessive and just unrealistic. And it's like, I'm sorry, I realized what I thought was your poor work as a doctor was actually a result of my poor leadership. And I would like to apologize for being such a poor leader. And I would like to hear you better. And moving forward, like, yeah, just this corporate drivel.
You're not apologizing to me, and I'm uncomfortable.
It's awful. And then, so yeah, as they have their moment and they walk off together, and Pissy Administrator says, You run an amazing department, Lady Doctor, but we do have to talk about your teddy bear budget. Lady Doctor laughs, and the pissy administrator says, No, I'm serious. You need to cut your teddy bear budget by 80%, or the hospital won't be able to afford another MRI machine. I mean, I understand that sick kids like teddy bears, but you've spent over $100,000 on teddy bears just this quarter. Are you laundering money? Is this a drug front? What is happening? I exaggerated again, but the teddy bear budget did come up. They did mention it. So the prince is out of his cast.
Do you think they bury the cancer kids with oh man, oh god.
What?
Oh shit. I feel too bad about that joke to even make it.
What are you burying? Who
do
are
you
you
think
burying?
They bury the cancer kids with their teddy bears? Or do you just reuse
What else
them?
are you gonna?
You throw them in the wash and reuse them. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta wash the cancer off.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Oh god, we're ruining Christmas.
Hey, there are some kids out there who won't celebrate Christmas this year.
Yeah, because they're Jews.
Sure.
Everyone else is great. Everything is fine. It's Christmas! Yay! Happy cheer!
There's a silver lining no matter where you look. So the prince is out of his cast, and he has a walking boot, and he's being discharged from the hospital. Hey, the kids say goodbye. One kid gives him a mixtape. Another kid gives him a drawing, a nude self-portrait. The prince invites Lady Doctor to the royal charity Christmas ball thing and professes his love for her. They smooch. Merce gives the prince's assistant some exotic coffee present, and they're gonna bone. The prince starts dancing with the kids, and he looks like a creepy pederast. There's a lot that happens there. Lady Doctor meets a pretty foreign lady in the hall. The foreign lady says she's here to meet her fiancé. Oh, snap! She's the fiancé of the prince! Oh, no! Drama! No, because seriously, the scene where the kids are having fun and he's doing his pederast dance, Kate and I were like, oh, this is the end of the movie. And we're like, oh, wait, no. This has been 60 minutes of a 90-minute movie. What the fuck is going to go wrong?
I thought you were wrapping
has
up.
To go wrong.
Yeah.
There's not much else. There's not much story, but...
You don't say.
So Lady Doctor overhears this and runs away as the prince hobbles after her, and he fakes injuring his leg again to get more help. And he gets to explain that the sexy foreign lady is a princess from another country, and she used to be...
By the name of...
They don't say, of course. She used to be the prince's brother's fiancé until he died in a military accident. And she's been trying to hop on the prince's dick so she can still weasel her way into the country or whatever the fuck. I don't know how royalty works.
Yeah, well, she needs a princess of royal green card?
I guess. I don't know. So now Lady Doctor and Prince are all cool because she's like, I only want to put my dick in your lady hole. And she's like, I have a lady hole. And they're friends.
Hey, wait, I've got one of those. Wait, let me check. I do.
My wife and I, that was our vows. I don't know if you remember from the wedding, but...
I was pretty hammered.
I told her ahead of time, like, trust me, your vows just need to be, I have a lady hole, and we're good.
I kind of heard through my haze, I kind of heard her do the high-pitched voice, and I didn't, because that's not what she sounds like. It's amazing what
holding a gun to someone's head can accomplish.
That was a gun? I thought that was a novelty cake gun.
Yeah, well, no, I mean...
This podcast isn't funny.
I know a guy. He can make a gun look like anything. I mean, he basically just smushed a bunch of cake around a gun. He's not really talented. In fact, he's homeless.
He's just a guy. He's not a good guy. He's not a talented guy. He's just a guy. I know guy.
I know a guy. He's not an expert. He's not a munitions expert. He's a guy who has a gun and a cake. Jesus Christ.
This is going to be the episode that actually kills me.
So, Lady Doctor and the Prince are all cool, and they're still going to the ball. So, cut to the Prince in the hotel lobby, and Lady Doctor comes down the stairs in a big dramatic fucking princess, whatever. He's got her fancy ball gown on. Right. Bitch Princess is at the ball.
It's pronounced ball gag.
Ball gag, yes. Bitch Princess is at the ball, and she and Lady Doctor have a polite but tense exchange. And again, this was one of those, like, I don't know, I don't even remember the dialogue, but like, Lady Doctor they start talking in a different language, but Lady Doctor knows that language, and she kind of calls out the bitch princess for being a bitch. And that was like halfway decently written, where I was like, oh, okay, Lady Doctor, you got one up on bitch princess. Like, cool. Like, I actually had a moment of like just that like bro nod, like, yeah, fuck,
respect.
You get that, girl. But again, like the comedic timing for the Mars, like it's like a 5. When it hits, it's a 5.
Sure.
It's like, all right, that was okay. It's never good. It's just passable. At its pinnacle, it's passable.
Ugh.
So the king enters and makes fun of his dumb shit son for breaking his leg. The prince tells the king he's ready to start doing his royal duties and wants to start his own charities, and the king is proud of his son, and bam, their relationship is fixed. So whatever tension there was earlier, boom, everything's gone. Sort of same with the pissy administrator. Like any semblance of villainy is just evaporated, and she's just like totally fixed. Same for the king, where he and the son had animosity. Like, bam, totally fixed. It's all good.
I guess that's Christmas, baby. I don't fucking know.
The only villain is the bitch princess, who stays a villain, and then she just gets annihilated. It's fucking stupid.
By a fucking ice cream truck.
A bazooka. Lady Doctor overhears some princesses talking about how the prince is going to slum around with his new plaything for a few months and just to piss his family off before marrying one of their own kind. Bitchy princess corners Lady Doctor and tells her how she doesn't belong and she should just fuck off. So Lady Doctor just fucks off. But the king intercepts her and says that the prince has only started acting like an adult because of Lady Doctor's influence, and he wants her to wrap her legs around his waist and hump the prince into domestication.
You did steal that line from yourself.
Yeah. So Lady Doctor goes back into the ball. She knives bitchy princess in the spleen and professes her love for the prince, and they kiss and dance. All of the people from the cancer ward are watching live footage from the royal ball. One of the frumpy nurses is sobbing uncontrollably and nuzzles up against a random Asian man. And that's the end of the movie.
What? Whoa. Wait.
That's the end of the movie. Yeah.
Well, that was sudden.
Yeah. The prince has some line, like, brief 2 seconds after the snuggling the Asian man. The prince is like, oh, I'm going to start a charity, and you should help me, and we're going to save kids. And then the movie ends.
Had to tag that on there. Oh, right, this is just about us fucking kids or whatever.
Yeah. Basically, the last scene is just the random frumpy nurse just snuggling up on an Asian man who never made an appearance throughout the rest of the movie.
Okay.
It's really bizarre.
Huh.
So, yeah, I mean, for me, like a 2.5 out of 10, it wasn't atrociously bad. I've definitely seen worse. And it, like I said, like if there are 20 people in the writer's room, one person knew what they were doing and had a couple of jokes to throw in there and knew the rule of threes and just had a couple of moments where they shined.
That itself is impressive that anybody knows the fucking rule of threes that ever appears on Pals on Netflix.
But yeah, overall, absolute, total, unforgivable train wreck.
Jesus.
Yeah, and again, like, I'm sure I've seen worse Hallmark movies, worse Christmas movies. So, like, in the pantheon of bad Christmas movies, this is probably like a 5 out of 10. Like, this is, like, fine.
Yeah, I mean, like, if it's still bad, but there's worse, for sure.
If this was playing at my in-laws' house on Christmas Eve while I'm just sitting there, like, sucking down on eggnog and wishing I was dead, like, I'd be okay. I have definitely seen movies that would make me more angry.
Just like The Secret Santa.
Yeah. So, yeah, just definitely bad, but for what it is, passable. It's weird.
Well, that's a pity. I was hoping for just full-on trash pile, but I'll settle.
Not quite a full trash pile. A trash pile with like a fresh McDouble in it.
Like if you're jaw.
If you're a homeless guy, you're like, oh, hey, here's lunch.
This is the worst episode. We're gonna lose it all, man.
What, the big homeless audience?
This is where this is where it all went downhill. In the VH1 Behind the Music episode of Pals on Netflix, This is going to be the turning point where they start showing the pictures of us like addled on thick, juicy rails of Colombian cocaine.
You need to get cocaine.
I've got a thirst.
Have you snorted coffee yet?
No.
Have you gotten Death Wish coffee?
No. Does that have cocaine in it?
Yeah.
What?
We'll talk about it off air.
This is very interesting. This is very, very interesting.
I don't want to incriminate ourselves, Larry.
We would never incriminate ourselves. We would never do anything illegal. Everything we do is for comedy's sake.
Yeah.
Talk off the air.
All right. So, Larry, now I'm pretty happy with this movie I got for you next week.
You were excited. Christmas, this is the end. We hope you enjoyed our double Christmas, but we got to talk about the... I want to say bigger and better things, but that's never the case with the show.
Yeah, no. Just stranger and weirder and sadder, more introspective things.
Oh, God.
So, I spent a long time at work looking through Netflix movies, and I found a ton of movies that would be perfectly fine to give you. But nothing scratched the itch. And I think the itch is gonorrhea.
It does not surprise me. Having a harem will do that to you.
I found this movie, which I don't remember it happening. It happened recently. It's from 2018. The premise is wild. The star is Melissa McCarthy, who's I'm generally not the biggest fan of, but she is very talented. I kind of have not seen a whole lot of her stuff.
Okay, I think I know who that is.
But she can be really, really good. Like I don't know. She's like a lot of other actors. Some of her stuff sucks. Some of her stuff's great.
God, just fucking
this
spit
is
it out, you
also
piece of shit.
A Jim Henson production.
What?
It's called...
Wait, no, hold on. This is her and a puppet, isn't it?
The Happy Time Murders.
Fuck, I passed this.
Melissa McCarthy in a gritty crime puppet world.
Oh, man, I've definitely seen the trailer for this.
Jim Henson production company.
It's actually Jim Henson?
Well, he's dead, but it's his company.
Right, but I mean the company. The company.
Yeah. So it's not actually Jim Henson puppets. It's not fucking Kermit. Like, they make their own puppets for this movie.
They're not Muppets. Well, no,
right.
I think any Jim Henson puppet's a Muppet. Yeah. All right, this does bring up an interesting point. If nothing else, I pretty much always want to talk about puppets and Muppets in the future of Muppetry. So at least we can talk about that. But this looks horrifying.
Oh, my God, yeah.
In an L.A. where puppets and humans coexist. I mean, let's just stop right there.
That's all you need.
In L.A. where puppets and humans coexist, a down-on-his-luck detective teams with his ex-partner to nab a killer targeting the cast of an old TV show. One of those characters is a puppet.
One of the main characters is a puppet.
It's a puppet.
There's a scene later in the movie where the puppet main character pulls a bleeding Melissa McCarthy into a puppet doctor's office and says, "You need to save her life." And the doctor, who's a puppet, is like, "I'm a puppet. I only work on puppets. I can't help." And he shoves the gun in his face and was like, "Save her life or I'll kill you."
That sounds so stupid. Man, that sounds stupid.
I'm so excited to hear all about this movie. This is one of those movies where as soon as I saw it existed, I was like, I want to know everything about this movie and I don't want to watch it.
I do like to talk about puppets. The future is puppets.
I don't... You've seen Being John Malkovich?
Yeah, it's been a long time, but yes.
Well, Kate and I watched that recently. That's a good movie. That's a dark movie, but God, that's a good movie.
It's really something. Just when he goes inside his own head and it's the woman
Malkovich?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Larry, I know it's my time now.
It's your turn.
For me?
So next week is the Happy Time Murders. Let's let that sink in.
It's going to be good.
And the week after, I wanted to continue the trend of we've had a little bit of a trend lately of movies that had a release and then some number of years later, a sequel is born. Birthed from the maw of no ideas. So, Isaac, Do you recall a time not so long ago when you reviewed a movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Oh, shit.
Do you remember what that movie was?
Doom.
That movie was Doom.
I've seen the sequel. I mean, not seen it, but I've passed it on Netflix and thought I should give it to you.
The sequel is now your responsibility. And guess what? Ain't no Rock to save you this time. Because you're watching Doom Annihilation.
Oh, it's so much worse.
It looked so much worse. I cannot believe it that it somehow looked worse.
Like, as bad as Doom, because I have, like, a Google Chrome add-on, so I can see Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb on my Netflix. Doom is 5.2 IMDb, 34% Rotten Tomatoes. Doom Annihilation is 3.6 IMDb, 16% Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
really bad.
Rough.
That's one of the worst scoring movies. Oh, man.
That's a low IMDb. Like, they tend to skew towards the center.
Of soul-stealing demons invades a Martian moon. Do they know Martian moons are really small? They're like 16 miles wide. You can't, like, have a base on a Martian moon. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't have its own gravity that could support anything. I can't. No. No.
You can't even get through the description without being upset.
When a swarm of soul-stealing demons invades a Martian moon, a group of elite space marines must obliterate the beast to save Earth.
God, doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that just sound... Ooh, that sounds so... Oh, yeah.
Larry.
Right in my achy, breaky heart, baby. That just sounds just sweet like candy.
I'm gonna mail you a bomb. I hate you. God damn it. Doom! Oh, I don't want to...
It's back, Isaac. See, here's my thought. You're already an expert. So this should just be like slipping on an old holy pair of underwear. And I don't mean holy as in Christ has blessed them. I mean holy as in they got the right holes for the right...
I recently did a purge of underwear that had crotch holes in it. And let me tell you, I don't have a lot of underwear left.
Well, there's one more pair.
It's time for Daddy Warbucks to go out to Macy's and buy himself some new underpants.
Daddy Warbucks.
It's just, I picture me just like making it rain with $2 bills.
All over the poor Macy's employee.
God, is Macy's a thing? They're still a thing, right?
Yeah, it was the answer to last week's quiz question was Macy's.
Well, yeah, but they're still in business?
Yeah. They do the parades.
What's their quarterly earnings report?
12. Fuck.
Oh, 12. Fuck, that's up. Man, I'm buying Macy's. I'm investing.
Yeah, all that sweet underwear money.
And parade money. Yeah.
This show is terrible.
Yeah.
We're the worst.
Thank you for listening. I don't know why you did, but
we're not professional comedians. I don't know why we do this. I've had no formal or informal training.
Well, we do have a long-term goal of wasting a collective 100 years of human productivity. We have to crunch the numbers. I thought it was a
millennium.
Again. Oh, a millennium. You know, it was a millennium. Yeah, we're wasting a millennium of human productivity. I'll have to crunch the numbers again and give an update about where we are.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but I think we're doing pretty good. I think we've wasted a couple years. Like we're moving. we're going the right direction. So we'll give an update on that. You can find us on the internet. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're the only Bowels of Netflix in your life. If there's another, we'll beat the fucking life out of you because we're domestic abusers.
Oh no, we're not. Jesus.
No. Wait, what? Metaphorically. For the show.
Yeah, sure.
Beat your grandma senseless until she listens to the podcast. Rate and subscribe. Tell your friends. Set to download. Email us, bowelsofnetflix@gmail.com. Stay tuned next week. If you don't, we know where you live.
It's true.
We're going to come ask you why you didn't stay tuned.
I will find you. And I will harass you. We'll probably
have a good reason, and we'll tip our caps, and we'll be on our way.
I'll have to accept that, and I'll hop back into the old paddy wagon and get taken off to the noodle factory where I live. The noodle factory is a mental institution.
Oh, okay. Is that your, like, mind palace of masturbation? The Noodle Factory?
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of want to start calling my apartment
the Noodle Factory?
I want to call my apartment. I can't even get it out.
Well, that's the subtext. So, like, on the billboard, it says the Noodle Factory. And then in the small print at the bottom, I can't even get it out.
This is so dumb.
Now, Larry, I think you may be experiencing for the first time what I have often experienced, where because your girlfriend's staying with you now, right?
Yeah, for a couple of days.
So she's in the other room?
Yep.
So you're going to have to walk out into that room, and she's overheard some of the ridiculous things you've said.
I think I heard her leave 20 minutes ago.
There are so many times where I've gone upstairs and, unhandcuffed my wife from the radiator, and she's been like, what the fuck were you talking about in that episode?
It's got to be even weirder one-sided.
Yeah, no. There's definitely some weird questions, especially when we got really hot dog heavy over the summer. there was a lot of questions.
The look on my face the look on people's faces when I'm shown in the picture of me holding the shriveled up hot dog is universally the same. Just a sheer revulsion of like, why did that happen and why were you holding it? Okay, but for real though, I'm gonna make a concerted effort to do more with the social media and stuff in the next year, and try and do more with that and learn about it, and make an effort to try and get people in to connect with and do stuff.
Val's and Netflix, we laid the groundwork, and we're gonna try to meander our way into somewhere special in your hearts. We really do like doing this. It is fun. We joke around and be self-deprecating and make fun of you, our wonderful listeners. But yeah, this is really great, and we're really glad that any of you give us the time of day.
Oh, absolutely.
And we'd love to keep doing it and have this be, have it keep growing and be a little more serious and, take it more seriously and go places with it.
Yeah. We love that you listen, and I want to give you guys a place to tell us to go straight to hell.
Yes.
Which is what you should be doing if you've been listening.
We do need to be taken to task. I'm sure that's the case.
You need to be reprimanded for not reporting us to various local and federal agencies. Just tell them to find me at my address 123 The Noodle Factory. It's the dumbest joke. I can't. It's the dumbest joke I've ever made. I can't believe it. The Noodle Factory.
Oh, well, Mr. Noodle Empire, any final thoughts for our beloved listeners?
Oh, God, no. No, save yourself. It's too late for me.
When are you going to smell the listeners, Larry?
Oh, I'm going to smell them later.